My time at WVU was cursed, and not in a like, oh no, I should have never come here, but like in a like, oh my god, this is this is crazy. And any other WVU students, anyone who went to college there knows exactly what I mean. But my experience was a little more crazy than normal because I was a student at the College of Creative Arts, the School of Theater and Dance, where I earned my BFA degree, my Bachelor of Fine Arts. And Morgantown is a crazy place to put a college because there's a mountain. And they said, let's put a college on this mountain. Let's put one half of the college on this side of the mountain. Then let's put the other half on this side of the mountain. How shall we transport the students? Let's make a little car of the future, a little track, a little train, a pretty rapid train, as they say. The Personal Rapid Transit, it's called. The PRT. Look it up. We called the PRT the Pretty Rad Tracks. And fun fact, Walt Disney came to Morgantown to study WVU's PRT system to then go on to make the monorail in Disney. So we have these little cars that just go around this track because the car goes when a little like a magnetic ping hits the track, and the little cars follow. And we all get in there and we ride back and forth around this mountain to get to our classes. Sometimes boulders fall off the mountain and hit the little cars. It's okay. It's okay. Not many injuries. They just go to the hospital. There's a hospital. The PRT connects to the hospital, so it's fine. There's no issues. But like I was saying, Morgantown's crazy. It's one of the top 10 party schools in the United States. I did not go there to party. I went there because that is my state college. That's the State University of West Virginia. And by going there, I had a full ride. I did not pay a thing. And then the only thing I had to pay for was room and board, which is why my sophomore year I said, I shall be an RA and I won't have to pay anything and it's going to be great. But then being an RA was a little crazy. So then I said, that's enough RA time for me. I broke up a naked shower fight. I saw the night of the clown hunt. I'm good. I don't need any more. But I should have known my time at Morgantown was going to be crazy. My first ever memory of I'm going to school here was the day that I had my WVU audition, because I auditioned for the brand new musical theater Bachelor of Fine Arts, right? Me and my mom went to Morgantown the night before this audition because my sister was a student there and she had an apartment, and you know, I didn't want to have to wake up super early and drive an hour and a half to get to this audition. No. My mom and I were like, let's have a sleepover. That morning, I wake up. My eyes aren't open yet. And I say, this is going to be the first day of the rest of my life. I open my eyes. What do I see? Above me, on the ceiling fan, spinning around the room, 6 potatoes hanging from strings. What's playing in the background? The Vine song. A potato flew around the room. My sister, dying of laughter. Her roommates, dying of laughter. My mom, pissed. She goes, what if a potato would have hit her in the eye? Megan would have had a black eye at her audition. They wouldn't have let her in for My mom was very mad. I go to this audition. We file in. I'm terrified. They take us to this room called the Slab. It's a concrete room. It's the acting studio. And it's made of concrete so that when students are learning these heavy acting techniques and getting too into it, I guess they have a tendency to punch things so no one breaks anything. There's one wall made of drywall, lots of punch marks in it. So I don't know what's in the water, but everyone's mad, everyone's acting, so this must be a good school. I'm sitting in the Slab. The guy running the auditions comes in. He goes, we're going to do this randomly. First up, let's, that name looks cool. Megan Chocolates. He doesn't say Megan Chocolates. He goes, Megan Chocolos. I go, uh-oh. That's me. Just my luck. Of course I'm going first. So I get up. I follow him to the audition room. When I get in there, it looks like something out of a movie. It's this really long, dark room. The walls are black. The floor's black. Everything's black. There's this very long table with like 7 or 8 professors sitting behind it. And I just see their outlines. And they say, hi, introduce yourself. I go, hi, I'm Megan Chocolates. Watch this. I do my monologue. They needed a Shakespeare monologue. At the time, I knew nothing of Shakespeare. At the time of this audition, let me tell you, I was very poorly prepared to pursue theater in college, okay? I was just thriving off of delusion. I said, I'm a star. I'm going to be a star. Look at my career in my high school theater program where I played a maid, a spoon, a maid. But I knew in my heart, in my head, I said, I'm going to be a star. I need to keep pursuing this. So they said, we need a Shakespeare monologue. I knew nothing of Shakespeare. I Googled Shakespeare monologue. That one came up about the ring. So I said, watch this. I leave. What this lady mean? I left no ring with her, or however it goes. How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I'm thought as fair as she. That's a different monologue. I don't even know if I said the right one. They all looked confused. They said, okay, in your songs? I said, here is an opera song paired with Still Hurting from the last 5 years. That movie just came out on Netflix with Anna Kendrick and it rocks. Here's my rendition. My rendition did not rock. It was terrible. So I said, uh-oh, this is going very bad. After I perform, they say, come, sit with us and talk for a second. They asked me about my theater career up until that point, and I said, I played maids. Oh, and a spoon. They said, that's good. They looked at my resume. They look at my special skills. They say, what is this loud tongue click? It says, ask to demonstrate if confused. I say, oh. And they say, oh. And they all write something down. And they say, that's all we need from you. And I said, great, can't wait to hear from you. And I leave the room. I say, time to go get lunch. And they say, no, you have the dance portion. I said, of course, how could I forget? So I go and change into my leotard and my little jazz, musical theater jazz outfit. The other kids auditioning for the musical theater program, only one other kid had an actual dance outfit. The rest of them didn't. I said, that's weird. We're all theater kids. So that's okay, though. It's going to be a jazz square, some step ball change. We go and wait. And the musical theater professor says, uh-oh, we have an issue. We double booked the studio. There's going to be an audition in here for a different group for the next 2 hours. So I've decided that you guys are just going to go into their audition, and I'm just going to watch you all around them. I said, this is great. This is good. I can blend in more. We walk in. What audition is it? It's for the prima ballerinas auditioning for point scholarships. So here are 50 very thin, very tall, very model-esque girls, all with high ballet buns, black leotards, pink and white tights, point shoes, all in a line. And then there's the musical theater 5. 4 of them are wearing Keds. I'm wearing a blue leotard, because why not? And none of us are prepared. They pull out all of these ballet bars they're setting up, and one of the professors emerges from the shadows. He is like 7 feet tall, super muscular. He goes, my name is General MacArthur Hambrick. Let's do attendance. And someone, I kid you not, these assistant dancers just appearing out of thin air. Suddenly one appears with a stack of resumes. He goes, Sarah, here. He hands off the resume. Ashley, here. Hands off the resume. Susan doesn't want it, and he threw the resume and it floats to the ground. He goes, parents, out. My mom says, oh, bye. Good luck. Love you, but bye. She runs away. They pull out these ballet bars. There's a really long one. Everyone hops to be on it. It's like 3 or 4 of them lined up, and there's not enough room. So they pull out one more ballet bar and they put it by itself in the front of the room. General MacArthur Hambrick is on that bar. 2 of the student assistants are on that bar, and they say, we can have one more on here. And no one moves. They look down the line. They say, you, come here. You're going to be on this bar. I said, awesome. We go through a whole warm-up. At one point, he goes, let's go into splits. I don't have a split. One of the other musical theater kids, she doesn't have a split either, but she tries, and then she screams, and then she has to be escorted out of the room. Then at one point, another professor whips out a drum out of thin air and goes, boo, 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 across the floor, and then we got pulled out early. The musical theater kids got pulled out early, and 2 weeks later, I found out I didn't get in. But I got in for acting, so that's what counts. Yeah.